as the biggest competition in the history of African football is about to take center stage. Movie Sport is here again to give you some interesting and amazing facts and also read out history to you about the African Cup of Nations tournament. The likes of Mohamed Kudus, Mohamed Salah, Idrissa Gana Gueye, Sadio Mane and the likes are set to represent their various teams in the African Cup of Nations that's also about to take center stage as from January 13th onward, January 13th, 2024. So guys, on this particular episode of the Avalanche podcast, I'm going to be reading out some facts or history to you about this particular competition. The African Cup of Nations tournament, the first edition of the African Cup of Nations tournament actually happened in 1957. The first edition of the African Cup of Nations tournament happened in 1957. And as from 1957 onward, it was always an annual event. Talking about it was always happening every year from 1957. But in 1968, the format for this particular competition somehow changed and it became a biannual event. It started happening each two years as from 1968. As from 2013 onward, it moved to an odd number of years so as to avoid interruptions with the World Cup tournament. Guys, when this particular African Cup of Nations tournament first started, it was first called the African Nations Cup. But in 1968, the name of this particular tournament changed from the African Nations Cup to the African Cup of Nations to demonstrate the unity of all participating countries. And when this particular competition started, it first started with 3 countries. 3 countries only participated in the first edition of the African Cup of Nations tournament, talking about Sudan, Egypt and Ethiopia. In 1968, 8 countries participated in the African Cup of Nations tournament, and also in 1992, 12 nations actually participated in the African Cup of Nations tournament. In 1996, 16 nations participated in the African Cup of Nations tournament, and also as from 2019 onwards, 24 nations actually participated in the African Cup of Nations, and this particular competition is set to take center stage as from January 13th onward. So guys, let me read out the groups for the African Cup of Nations tournament. Group A consists of the host nation, talking about Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Equatorial Guinea and Guinea-Bissau. Group B also consists of Egyptian national team, Ghana, the Black Stars of Ghana, Cape Verde and Mozambique. Group C consists of Senegal, talking about the holders of this particular tournament, Cameroon, Guinea and Gambia. Group D consists of Algeria national team, Burkina Faso, Mauritania and Angola. Group E consists of Tunisia, Mali, South Africa and Namibia. Group F consists of Morocco, Democratic Republic of Congo, Zambia and Tanzania. And the first match of this particular competition will take place on Saturday 13th of January by 9 p.m. and the match is going to happen between 2 national sides, talking about Ivory Coast and Guinea-Bissau. Also, the first match for my own country, Nigeria, is going to happen on the 14th of January, talking about on Sunday. Nigeria is going to be facing the Equatorial Guinea by 3 p.m. Nigerian time. So guys, I wish the Super Eagles well in this particular competition. So guys, stay tuned or on the notification button for more content or information about the African Cup of Nations tournament. Bye guys.